Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Welcome, my friends, to today's episode of Top Deck. We are covering a top 50 mono white Lifegain deck, this one by The Chemist. So congratulations on hitting top 50, my friend. And I'm absolutely excited to be covering this deck here today. Personally, I hit the Mythic off of a mono white Lifegain deck. We've talked heavily about this in the tier list and recently as well in the last Friday Night Meta episode that we did yesterday, which you guys can check out. Now we got a cool new mono white Lifegain deck that's particular to best of 3, works great in best of 1 as well. So very excited to share this here with you today, folks. Now, appreciate you tuning in. If you got questions or comments, let me know down below. Happy to help, or go into the details. Check out the Discord server. Lots of friendly folks in there willing to help you out and talk through things as well, aside from myself, and also a great way to support the channel while you're down there in the details. You can also find the timestamps. We're going to cover the main board strategy objective of this list. We'll cover the sideboard for you in best of 3, how to sideboard, and then we're going to go play some competitive Magic for you here today in best of 1, best of 3. Season just reset, so we're now into May, so looking forward to going back in that Mythic run again for you here. And then last but not least, we'll talk about where this may reside in the meta, my friends. So very excited about this. As you can tell, you can find the deck list available down below as well. So all right, let's hop into it here. If you like today's video, let me know. But we got mono white Lifegain, again, top 50 by The Chemist. Now here's what we got going on. Mono white Lifegain's all about obviously gaining life, but the big piece here is really about board stability, and additionally having several different win conditions to take down your opponents. Now, what I like about the newer version here with Strixhaven is Blade Historian. We've seen this in the Boros Winata decks. I thought this was a great add in this shell. It certainly is. And the biggest thing that I do want you to take note of is if we look at the lands. So the traditional mono white Lifegain deck currently runs Fountain of Youth. It's great to excel Speaker of the Heavens, but it's counterintuitive to this deck for 2 reasons. One, you got Blade Historian that's got 4 straight up land drops that you need that are planes, and the same thing with Linden. So you got to really be careful here. Additionally, it doesn't hose you on Doxos. So those are all big things and a great idea. The one thing I might consider would be playing a couple more Castle Ardenvales here, but the only problem is you might end up with a couple of those in your hand without a planes, and then you're getting screwed on a turn. So got to be careful there all around. Now, again, the other big pickup here is Elite Spellbinder. So when this guy enters, we can look at our opponent's hand. We'll exile a card from it, and a spell cast that way costs 2 more to cast. So they can remove this guy, it's still going to cost 2 more, so you're continuing to gain the value. A 3/1 flyer is good, and good in my book, and on top of that with a Blade Historian, it's absolutely deadly. And this is also exiling a non-land card from your opponent's hand. So those are really the 2 biggest changes that we're seeing. We talked about the impact on the lands as well. Again, very deadly here. We kind of trimmed on the 1 drop, we're trim on the 2s, and really focused in the options in the 3, and then love the top end here with the double strike. So very important for us. The strategy objective of this deck, it's really kind of a mid-rangey deck. It's a grindy deck. It's a wall deck. You guys can check out my Twitch as I made Mythic with a similar version for best of 1. All right, moving on to our sideboard. So sideboard here, we got a lot going on. I'll break this down for you into a couple things. Those couple things are going to be aggro, mid-range, and late game, as always, my friends. So aggro decks, these are going to be decks like mono red, Boros Winata, Boros aggro, mono white, we're starting to see an uptick in Gruul Adventures, Magda Gruul, those kinds of things. So ideally, what are you going to play? Anything or any adventure, you can flip in the Draft Magistrate. You can also flip in the Glass Caskets. We want to have and continue to have abilities to interact with our opponents. That partners well with Skyclave Apparitions, so keep those things in mind. Additionally, if they have some bigger creatures, we can go Giant Killer. What would I do here in this space? I also like Heliod Suncrown. What would I remove? If they're not playing Snowlands, I would get rid of Redain. That's a big one that you don't have to worry about too much, and move more towards your traditional. I don't mind mind dropping a Linden. It's a great trigger on Heliod. So those are some big things. You could also drop the Elite Spellbinders and really move some of these other things forward to project into your 2-drop slot and tighten that space up. So dropping these are good. That gives you 5 cards, and that's a lot you can flip around. Additionally, throwing Lurrus of the Dream Den in there could be a nice option for you as well in the main board, particularly against aggro, because then you're flipping those things out. So then as we move into the mid-range, in the mid-range space, again, we got Gruul, Aggro, like we talked about, Magda as well. You guys can check those videos out. Very popular deck. Certainly seen a lot of that as well. Additionally there, we have the Boros Winata deck, like I mentioned, so covered the bridge ones. We do still have Is It Tempo, Prismari Dragons, potentially you could consider mid to late. Additionally, all the sacrifice decks, this would be Jund, this would also be Rakdos, and additionally Golgari when we talk about Pests or Witherbloom. Very popular decks, all things to consider. Traditional Rakdos mid-range, and then obviously, again, like I said, that's that newer sack version. There, you're going to line up again against the creature-based decks the same way that we would for an aggro. Outside that, if they have bigger creatures, you're certainly going to use Giant Killer. That's going to be the key one there for you to flip in. You're going to want to position yourself against the other ones with a little bit more protection. So again, Draft Magistrate, so they can't cast from the graveyard, if that's the thing. If you're running into Lurrus decks against rogues, that's a big one. Sentinel's Eyes is a big one against the rogues as well. That's what I would think about there. Arcane of Absolutions, Mirror Match, also anything that's running white, it's a good one to consider for mid-range or the aggro as well. Whew. That's a lot there. So that's kind of how I look at that. Again, similar spots in terms of targeting for us in the mid-range space. And then as we move out of the mid-range, we're going to hit things like Ultimatum decks, so Team Returns or Temur Ultimatum. We also have Sultai Ultimatum or Sultai Emergent. Additionally, Prismari Dragons, like we talked about. We have the Is It spells deck I just ran. That one's pretty sweet. Really, you got to go fast, gain a lot of life, and make sure that they can't combo you out. And then additionally, we got our traditional Doom decks, 4-color Doom, Esper, those kinds of things as well. Now, as we get to the late game cards, I would look to flip in Redain. Additionally here, anything that's going to deal direct damage, Selfless Savior is good. Arcane of Absolution if they got white. Other than that, it's really going to be about burning them down fast. We want to make sure, and also flipping in another Elite Spellbinder, making and slowing down their plays, and also making them take a lot longer to cast, kind of a thing. So doubling up between these two certainly helps. Now, that is the aggro matchup, the mid-range matchup, and the late game matchup, my friends. Super excited to be doing mono white Lifegain here for you. This top 50 version by the Chemist. So we're going to go ahead now. If you got questions or comments, let me know down below. Happy to help. Hop in the Discord server, flip me a like if you enjoy it. All right. Best of one we go, my friends. So really looking forward to this. Again, one of my favorite decks. There we go. We had our #1 mono white Lifegain. You guys can check out tons of decks that we've been covering here. Just did the tier list and just did our weekly. So absolutely, and by weekly I'm saying the Friday night meta, which is tons and tons of analysis for you. You should absolutely go check that stuff out so that you can stay up to date on what's happening, all things meta, while we cover a daily top deck for you. All right, Tama, not Tana, Tama. I like it. All right, we'll keep this, even though we don't have any Lifegain minus Doxos. We got a nice curve. I like dropping Luminarch. I like Spellbinder here. Ooh, good start against a probably mono red aggro deck. We'll find out here pretty quick. We'll go Doxos first. Not gonna worry about that. Now here we definitely want to go with the Redain. It's going to slow down their snow covered. And what I'll actually do then, so they can spike that. Oh, no. We'll get Robber off here. There we go, we're good. Oh, I love Lifegain against mono red. One of my favorite hard counters there. Whew. Not bad, my friends. All right, let's go ahead into our next match. Look at that. Now, that's a great lineup for us, and particularly hot off the press as we move into our latest season. Mono white's going to be positioned well because a lot of people are probably going to be playing mono red aggro. We'll know more when we get to the back of our Friday Night Magic here. I like it. We're going to keep it. Friday Night Magic here for next week as we look at that first week. All right, fade in 69. Let's see what we can do. Ooh, we gotta play this a little bit differently here. So we're gonna slow play our 2-drop because I need to protect. There we go. Exactly what we needed to do. We'll go speaker. I'm going to go with Love Struck next. There we go. We could do this and protect for 1 turn, but that doesn't help us. So as long as they don't have a 3 direct burn, we'll be okay. This deck probably runs well, no, then we'll probably get burned here. If they don't burn speaker off, we'll be in an okay spot. Then we can drop Luminarch. There we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dun dun dun. The land drop miss hurt us pretty bad. Ugh. Not what we need. Could have dropped Axos too. They're gonna kick it back. Yeah. Oh, now they're going to get all their draw engines. All the draw. 2 Too bad we couldn't play around any of this because we didn't have good land drops. Maybe we'll come back. We'll see. It's a tough position. They got a lot of board value on us. And we're stuck with a lot in our hand. And playing a Temur adventure turn deck is not conducive in this current state position we're in. What a top deck for the draw. Of course, they're going to get a ton of stuff. And are absolutely going to be able to do that. Alright, so we won't go there yet. If we get to Heliod, we'll be in a good spot. Coma. Oh boy. They'll be able to drop Heliod on me. If I was them, though, I would play all their stuff first. Technically, they have lethal on me. They already had lethal, they didn't need Heliod. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. We'll play it out though, quick. That... The 3 lands, what surprisingly, we had a really high win rate the whole time. Wow, look at that. So here's what we're gonna do. We can get the Blade Historian down, or Linden. Oof. We'll see. They had lethal. Actually, all they needed to do is attack in with everything. And tap me down. They still have lethal right now. And again, I continue to be hosed on mana. Oh, what a way to go. What a way to go here. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. We'll go here. Wow, they're playing it real safe. I'm actually pretty surprised about this. Let's do this. We'll wait. Literally all I gotta do is sack though, is tap my board down. Hanging in there because we have hope, which is not a good strategy against this deck. And they're taking a really long time here in best of one. Really long. Fidane, come on. Probably streaming, roping me. Practically. Linden is next. Again. Just do it already. There you go. There you go. We're not gonna block. One mattered. Took you 3 turns, 4 turns. Come on. All right, now we're just kidding. All right, on to our next battle. Honestly, it would have been a totally different match if we would have had lands. So just amazing on our land drops. But I like showing you guys that stuff because particularly in the past week, I know many of you were frustrated. Many of you were upset and let me know. And I'm sorry, but even me, I don't get the best hands, the best land drops. We'll keep this all the time myself. So just know that we're in it together, my friends. That's why I don't edit. Show you the way it is, always will be, and has been. Look at this guy. Fervent champion. Ooh, you did it. I'm doing it. What I like is we got Redain, and Redain we can drop. Gonna get more power out of that. Ideally, they drop their Bone Crusher here. Probably spike the Luminarch though. There you go. That's why I put the 1 on Redain. We'll make fast pace here with Blade Historian, hopefully. As long as they don't spike that guy. Any snow covereds, though, coming in tapped. There we go. Perfect. Alright, we're good. So now all we gotta do is take Bone. That's 10. Boom! Mono red again. So play 2 mono red decks. We get a good matchup. And then we get hosed by Temur. But that's how it is, my friends. All right. Very, very happy with those results. Got to see the deck. Nice, particularly against the Coma deck. Temur, even though it was probably Luca Coma anyway. Even though we got hosed. Man, we'll just keep saying that because it's what happens. All right, so we're going to go to our best of 3 now. We did the awesome 7-win standard metagame challenge. Is it Zerda Spells deck? I absolutely recommend you guys check. Absolutely recommend that you check that out. Pretty neat. But we're doing our top 50 mono white Lifegain deck. We're going to go home and play our best of 3. There we go. Little too hot, heavy fingers there. Okay, so Planeswalkers now at best of 3. We've played best of 1. We went 2-1. It's pretty good. Mono white Lifegain's obviously positioned well in that. We'll talk about that here at the end, particularly if you guys did see my standard tier list here recently, as well as caught the Friday Night Magic Friday Night Meta episode yesterday. Von Zahn. Let's see how we do here. So this will be good. I like playing best of 3 with mono whites. Certainly, obviously, a top 50 deck. I think it's fine in the meta and well positioned. So we'll see here. This is a little slow. We're playing a late game deck. I'm going to keep it though, and I'm keeping it for one reason: the double LC to protect my guys. Because this is most likely a Sultai deck, so that means they got direct kill. If we can pull creatures and not have a problem like we did with the land stuff and get flooded, I think we'll be okay here. That's not what we wanted, but that's okay. The blowout cards here for us is Shadow's Verdict will absolutely wreck us. Oh, that, and not only does Shadow's Verdict hurt us, we get hurt by the land flood, like I talked about. So ideally, we get some other stuff here, other creatures on the draw. We don't need a lot of land. Heliod would be good. Von Zahn. Not having black though on the start. Oh my gosh. So we get flooded, like I said. Not having black in the start like this though is so bad. It's so bad for them. But being flooded like this is so bad for us. So we're equally sharing right now in this pain, except for the fact that they can go actually look for stuff. If I can get Blade Historian on, we'll be taking we're on lethal in 2 turns here. As long as they don't get to a Shadow's Verdict, we're okay. Not only Shadow's Verdict, we can't let them hit a exile. If they exile on us, we're absolutely hosed. It just takes 1 at 4 here. We didn't hit any curve. We got all lands. Oh, brutal. There it is. Double black. Double black. Oh, we can do with Quandrix. Problem is, we can deal with this, but it doesn't help us. Wow. I love it. I hope you guys love that as much as I do. As much as I do. Now they can flip the Fabled. It's just so bad. One of those kinds of days. That's all right. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Oh my gosh, that's all right. We'll live. We'll figure it out. We'll see if Quandrix goes after it. If they pull black or something else and then try and kill Blade Historian here, I'm gonna be real surprised that they didn't do that the first time. All right, let's see what we get here. This is 4+. It's a risk. It's a big risk. They certainly are ready to go with Emergent here, though, which is a big problem. Big problem. Cultivates. We could, like, get a Heliod or something. That would be big for us, too. Oh, the pain. Gotta get the damage through. So next turn, we don't have lethal yet. There's their card. So in this one, we'll board in Redain. We'll board in our 3/1 flyers, and then we'll hope we just don't get flooded again. We absolutely should have won this off the bat. Absolutely should have won it off the bat. It's okay though. Oh, we are getting rid of this. We'll give him 2 turns. That's gonna kill me. They're gonna get so much value off that. So much value. We're gonna sit and play this through though, because that's what we need to do. Yeah, and my board will remain locked in. So let's see what we hit. Otherwise, we'll go to the next match. Perfect. That was exactly what we needed, my friends. All right, we're going to the next one. Woo! From mana hosed to mana flooded. Hopefully we get some stuff that's forgiven here. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna flip these guys all in here. Yes. What do we drop out? Skyclave still hits. Skyclave hits a few things. It's not as valuable as it could be. We'll go to that one. Lifegain's important. Drop one of those. What do we got? 23. We're gonna go to 22 lands. This prevents them from emergent. Cast off the emergent, so we'll do that. I'll do this though. I'm gonna go with 2 of those. We don't want that. We want that as board. There we go. Well, actually, that's not the right play because they will just board in. They'll just board in. So we'll go 4 on the top. Just thinking here. If I want to go another Heliod, I think this is what we do. Uh-oh. I have 15 in the sideboard. 1, 2, oh boy. I don't know why I did that. I think Lara screwed it up there. I think Lara screwed it up. We'll go 61. Hopefully it will re-come back next turn. We'll play first. There we go. Now we're going to get mana hosed. So we'll see how it goes. L-Seed turn 1. Turn 2 speaker. That's how it works. So we're still going to get the damage in. Then we can protect speaker. Hopefully they keep their starting hand. Actually, Wolf Pup would be the best next one. There we go. Oh, always a pain. Have to wait. Have to wait. We can't play Linden. We can play Heliod next turn. We could also play Blade Historian. If they use up their mana, there we go. Oh, again. Feel like the play is he doubles, he makes it bigger. So we have to play, I could pull that. So next turn, if they don't kill speaker, They need the 1-drop kill spell. There we go. All right. Nice. Now we're in the money. Let's see. Do we get through? Exile doesn't hit everything here. So we're good. Two and two. They get choice. Von Zahn. Boom. Now we can see our board and understand why it was saying that. I don't know why. 15 cards. You guys are probably going to watch this and then let me know why it was all screwed up. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It had to do with Mythras, I'm sure. Oh, we do at 61. We'll leave it at that. I probably did something wrong. Something's off. That's okay. Not gonna cry about it. Von Zahn. Here we go. Oh, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. I'm going to keep it though, because I got Luminarch. And hopefully I'll draw a 1-drop. If I can stay on curve, we'll be good. I need a 1-drop, so I can play my 2 on Luminarch, 3 in the Elite. Not what I wanted. 3 into Elite. And then Blade Historian. So right now I'm off. My opponent's in a much better position. All right. We're definitely going Heliod next. Oh, we need to land. Spellbinder would have been better if we would have had a land. I'm gonna go Spellbinder. We're gonna get rid of Quandrix for ramp. Eliminate could be a good one though too. Let's slow him down. Look at that top deck. Top deck action for you. They're gonna grab their green. That's all right. I can deal with that. So 2 things. So 3, they can exile odd. We need an even here. Give them a choice. Ideally, we get a land. There we go. Even. Odd. I will leave Quandrix. There you go. Ideally, we get a land. We need a land. They can hard cast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They can hard cast Epiphany though, which is a problem. So we're gonna do this. They can still clear it with Eliminates. So a land gives us the game. Oh. The land was all we needed. Lands have been pretty much the bane of today's match. It's so funny. They'll be able to drop this and fight, which is a huge problem. Yorian's worse, though. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. The right play is Elrunes into Yorian. I figured it out. Oh, we had lethal. We had lethal, and we've been held back all day. And this is going to cost me the game right here. All I got to do is drop Yorian, attack in with Quandrix, drop Yorian. They're going to get a ton of value off Omen. Oh, they already got their value. Oh, what a pain. What's funny is this deck is set up nicely to curve well too. So. All right, we're done. Done with the mana problems for today. All right, how did we do? How do we think the deck did? Honestly, I do know that this deck performs much better than that, so I'm it's been a everyone lets me know that they've had a bad one, and we just showed you we had a bad one, so that's all good. Let's go ahead. We'll talk about the top 50 here. Mono white Lifegain deck, certainly a great deck. We had lethal there in that last game when they attacked in. We definitely there was 61 in there. I pull out a land. We definitely had lethal. It was probably actually me on the land side. Could have won that. So that was certainly a non-issue. If we would have hit that land drop, would drop Blade Historian, that would have popped Heliod, and then we would have swung in for lethal by the fact that they kept Quandrix open. Should have recognized that we definitely have Blade Historian in the deck. I would have left the guy back. There was no reason to kind of start dealing damage to a Lifegain deck, at least yet. But nonetheless, it was an interesting day. Pivotal to see, obviously, how much mana can be a problem. We haven't had an episode like this where it's been this big of an issue in a while, at least consistently. on both sides, being short and then flooded, which is kind of comical. So where did we land? Well, in best of one, we did win the matches that we needed to win, which is mono red. That's where this deck really plays well. Additionally, against other aggro decks, we lost the Temur deck. We went 2-1, which is very strong nonetheless in best of one. And then best of three, we did go 1-2, so we kind of split, but ultimately lost, going 0-1. So where's this sit in the meta? Well, best of one, it certainly is actually the best deck. It's got the highest win rate. We talked about that in the tier list. We also talked about that in the Friday night meta that you guys should check out. And then additionally in best of three, where's this sit? You know, obviously a great deck. I'm a big fan. Many of you messaged me on Reddit or messaged me in general and said, well, where's mono white? Lifegain hasn't been strong in the past, certainly playable. I think it got a lot better, honestly, between Blade Historian and the Elite Spellbinder. I like what's going on here. Keeps up better on the mid-range. Some of the late game deck stuff, the ability to sideboard can help you obviously tremendously in deep position for that. So I actually think it's probably a tier 2 deck right now. Probably in the middle, we'll see as things kind of evolve. It's certainly... We definitely lost one of the hardest matchups, which is Sultai Ultimatum for this deck. Could we have won? Absolutely could have won. So I don't have faith that this deck, or I don't have faith that this deck won't beat that deck. It certainly would have. We talked about that line, and obviously mana really impact us today. So Planeswalkers, hope you enjoyed today's episode. I had a lot of fun. This is one of my favorite decks to play. Shout out again to the Chemist for hitting top 50 with it. Love it and appreciate it. Thank you for sharing your deck and your successes with us. Love showcasing it here today. So Planeswalkers, flip me a like if you enjoyed today's video. Flip me a like if you felt bad on the lands. Flip me a like if you if I complained too much. So hopefully that wasn't the case, because that's not what I like to do. So stay safe, stay tuned. Great way to support the channel. Down below, as always, drop me a line, comments if you got a question, or feel free to hop in the Discord server. Like I said, 100+ strong, absolutely amazing. You guys are the best. Community's great. So thank you, and I appreciate that truly very much, and don't take it for granted. So stay safe, Planeswalkers. Until next time, we got a lot of stuff coming your way. Top decks, weekly, Friday night meta, like I talked about, tier list. Stay tuned. We kicked off an absolute new season here in May, and looking forward to it. Mythras out.